Welcome to my second ever. Hey, the red button is going, it's live. Yay, hello. Welcome to my second ever Facebook Live experience. It's taken me quite a while. It's a long time since the first one, and there were buttons to press. Hello, I'm Amy. I'm the marketing manager here at Gillies Mackay, and I am here today to answer, a very important question. Now, I made a sign, and it's just occurred to me that the sign is probably back to front. Oh no, maybe not. I don't know. Now I'm trying to fit it all on the screen. That'll do. Are our garden rooms too cheap? Now, let's get one thing sorted out right from the start. Obviously, this is 2026. There's a massive cost of living crisis going on. Our garden rooms are not cheap, like let's have 3 before tea. But we think there's a bit of a misconception going on about our garden rooms. So I just wanted to clear that up by talking about our Radiata Garden Room specifically, and hopefully to give you a better idea of exactly what these products are and why they cost what they cost. This is not an ad. If it was an ad, I would have ironed my t-shirt and put some makeup on. Instead, I suppose it's a public information video. So, first of all, what is the one thing that everybody knows about Gillies Mackay? It is quite simply that our buildings are expensive. We sell expensive garages, expensive sheds, expensive garden rooms, and expensive workshops. And we are very unapologetic about the fact that they're expensive. They're expensive because they're very high quality products. And when I say we sell expensive garden rooms, I have to clarify by saying that we sell 2 different kinds of garden rooms. We've got garden rooms over 12 metres squared and garden rooms under 12 metres squared. So the ones that are over 20, take your time there. The ones that are over 12 metres squared are called Blackstone garden rooms. And there are quite a lot of companies out there in Scotland making buildings that are similar in specification and similar in price to Blackstone garden rooms. So there's companies like JML Garden Rooms, or Aroa Escapes in Glasgow, or Zen Garden Rooms Scotland, Outside In. These are companies like Gillies Mackay that build top specification, really, really sexy looking garden rooms, and they cost a lot of money. The prices, even for a small garden room like this, you're going to be talking about maybe 25,000 plus, perhaps a little bit less or a little bit more as your starting price, depending on the company and depending on exactly what you want. So these garden rooms, they really are top of the tree, absolute quality luxury products, okay? If you wanted to build an Airbnb, for example, and rent it out, you could use one of these buildings. If you wanted to create an extra bedroom, you could use one of these buildings. And Gillies Mackay's Blackstone garden rooms fit into this category. So when we look at the garden room companies that I was talking about before, these are our competitors, if you like, in this category of garden room. And it's, if you look at their websites, you'll see a lot of the same sorts of things. They're bespoke. They'll talk about materials, they'll talk about specifications. Hopefully they'll talk about prices very candidly. And you know that you're getting a really, really top-notch premium product. Also, we have our Radiata Garden Rooms. They are under 12 metres squared. And they are also a really top quality premium product, but they're different. And the reason that I'm making this video is because last summer, we sold loads of Radiata Garden Rooms, tons of them. They were flying out the place. We couldn't keep up almost. And this year, not so much. And so as the marketing manager, I'm responsible for figuring out exactly why that might be. So I've been looking at what we were doing last year, what we're doing this year, what's happened in between, all that stuff. And what I've realised is not much has changed. As I said at the start of the video, the world has changed. If you want to talk about the economy, that sort of stuff, that's different. But we think there's perhaps a different problem going on in terms of our Radiata Garden Room sales. And it's this. There's a third type of garden room that Gillies Mackay don't make. Now, this type of garden room is, generally speaking, poorer quality, made out of less premium materials. It includes buildings that are made perhaps of composite or they're log cabins, and very often they are either mass-produced buildings that are made by a supplier and then sold by a retailer, or they might be kind of like kit buildings that a supplier will also put, that the retailer will also install for you. Now that's not always the case, but generally speaking, the price point for these buildings, even though they are not great quality buildings, now, like again, there's no judgment here. What I'm saying is, if you buy a log cabin, for example, and you want the building to be absolutely, fully, 100% watertight in the Scottish weather, your expectations might not be accurate there. That's fair enough. If you're good with that, that's fine. That's the building that you choose. If that's not what you want, you choose something different. So our Radiata Garden Room prices, over the last year, the average Radiata Garden Room project, buildings that we sold, was about £15,000. Okay? And these buildings do not have the same specification as the Blackstone garden rooms, the super sexy Airbnb ones, but they were specifically designed to be top quality premium products. However, they come in at about the same price often as these mass-produced, poorer quality products. And so we're wondering if maybe you're out there online, you're looking at garden rooms, and you're thinking, well, these guys start at, £22,000, £25,000. These guys only start at 15. These guys are averaging about £15,000. They must not be very good. And you'd be totally forgiven for thinking that, especially when you start to look at the log cabin and the composite and the mass-produced buildings, because we've got content on our website talking about all the problems that can occur with these buildings. So if you've got part of the picture there, you're maybe thinking, log cabin, Radiata Garden Room, same sort of price, same sort of building. And that's not true. So that's exactly why I'm speaking to you today. The Radiata Garden Rooms are, well, they're not log cabins. Many times have I said that now. They're vastly better than mass-produced composite buildings or kit buildings or log cabins or any of those other types that I'm talking about. So there's been three categories. First, the premium Airbnb type garden rooms, the cheaper mass-produced garden rooms, and sitting in the middle, as I would term it, the Radiata Garden Rooms. Oh, I've just gone all blurry and I don't know why that's happening. I hope you can still see me. If you couldn't still see me, I wasn't saying anything important, don't worry. So if these Radiata Garden Rooms are so good, why are we not just charging you £1 million for them? The specification is, it's really good and the buildings are excellent. So why don't we just charge, I don't know, 25 grand for them? Well, A, because that would be cheating, and B, because the Radiata Garden Rooms were specifically designed for a niche in the market that we identified. Now, we used to sell summer houses, okay? And without getting into the weeds of what summer houses are they're good, not dissing our summer houses by any means, but they're not the same type of building as a garden room, okay? And what we were finding was summer house customers wanted garden room performance, and we couldn't provide that with the summer house specification that we had. So we designed the Radiata Garden Rooms to replace those summer houses. Now, they are significantly more expensive than the summer houses were, but that's because they're not summer houses. They're garden rooms. The clue's in the name. But if you're out there assuming that I'm going to take a minute. As I said, it's my second ever live, and I'm a wee bit nervous. I might have gone out a bit quick. But if you're assuming that these buildings are the same, I've gone bloody again. Jesus. I'm just waiting, although I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to. I think I'm supposed to wait when it goes blurry. I don't have the good internet. Okay, where was I? I was talking about summer houses. We designed the Radiata Garden Rooms specifically to be, number one, year-round buildings. Number two, really, really good quality. We guarantee all our buildings for 30 years, and we're only able to do that if the buildings are up to scratch to start with. So they're year-round, they're good quality, they're lasting for at least 30 years, and they're not as expensive as the Airbnb, super foxy, get them from all these different companies we sell them to, bigger garden rooms. Because you might want a beautiful room in your garden, but maybe 25 grand seems like it's a bit steep. That's fine. So they're not the same. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. And if you're looking at that price point and thinking, maybe they're not that great, get yourself onto our website. We are extremely lucky to have a very, very comprehensive, well put together, clear website, and we spend a lot of time on it. You know, we have the luxury of being able to do that. And you can find out literally anything you want to know about our Radiata buildings there. You can see the specification, you can look at beautiful pictures of them, you can find out what they're made of, how they're made, and why we made them. They are fully insulated, unlike a log cabin. They are clad with thermally treated timber, not composite. They come with premium double glazed aluminium units, not UPVC. They are guaranteed for 30 years because this is Gillies Mackay and we do things properly here. And if you find yourself thinking that maybe they're too good to be true, check out the case study that we have on our website. I'll link it below this so that you can have a wee look. We made a case study last summer with Sharon in her Radiata Garden Room. And I'm sure she won't mind me saying, but she didn't pay £25,000 for it. However, it's an absolutely beautiful structure that she gets really, really great use out of, and she's really happy with it, which is why she didn't mind letting us come back with our cameras to ask her some questions and make a wee video. Now, this is just about done. You're going to see a bit more of me, I think. I kind of hate 2026 social media, so I thought I would kick it back to 2015 social media and do a Facebook Live. And maybe nobody's watching. That's okay. I'll not cry. But I think that all this information that we've got here about our own company and our own buildings, about other companies selling garden rooms, it's good stuff and it's valuable if you're trying to navigate the crazy world of a garden project that seems like it's simple, but before you know it, you're looking at specifications, you're looking at, I don't know, price lists that you don't understand. And there are a lot of options out there. So we like to make things as clear as possible. We like to be as upfront as possible. So if you've got any questions, put them in the comments, send us a wee message. You can do it old school, literally old school. You can give us a phone if you like. But we love to hear questions and we love to get comments, because all of this that we're doing is to make things as clear as possible for you to understand. So if we're not doing that quite as clearly as you would like, please let me know. And I think that's probably about lunchtime. So I'm going to go off and get myself some dinner, and I'll see you soon. That's assuming that I press the right button. Thanks for watching if you were there. Cheers. Bye-bye.